What's up, guys? What's going on, man? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's daily devotional, man, and we're continuing on the Joseph saga. We are studying and been finding a lot of things about God's sovereignty and providence, as Joseph has had a pretty troubling life, but then also he's been blessed, man, because God has been with him. Isn't a great thing for God to be with us, man? So I just want to stop there for a second and just say, if you don't know God, man, come to know him, because there is nothing greater than being in the presence of God, and there's nothing better than having God with you as you walk and move about in this world, man. But anyway, we're in Genesis 43, 24 through 34. And so if you haven't read it, go ahead and stop the tape, check it out, see what it has to say, and then come back. We'll answer the 4 questions. If you've already read it, man, hey, let's not take any more time, man. Let's jump on into the scriptures, man, because there ain't nothing better than reading the scriptures, right? Anyway, I'm glad you guys are with me. So what is going on in the scriptures? What's happening? Well, it says that these brothers have been moved to the house of Joseph, and they have gotten their gifts ready that they had prepared beforehand to give to Joseph. Now, Joseph arrives to the house, and they give these gifts to him. And then after that, Joseph asks, he inquires, he says, how are you guys? And then your father, man, how's your father? Is he still alive? And they said, yeah, he's still alive. He's well, and we're well. And so after they've answered that question, and they bow down before him, they continue to bow down before him after all of these things. And I think that's important to see, because it's a recognition of the prophecy or the dreams that Joseph had previously being fulfilled. The dreams where he had the stocks were bowing down before him and the stars were bowing down before him. You see, it's a picture, because now Benjamin's there, so 11 are bowing down before him, because he is the boss, the head, the dude. Only person ahead of him is Pharaoh. But after that, he asks the question. He says, "Is this the little brother that you was talking about beforehand?" And he didn't even have to wait for an answer, because he knew. And so when he said that, he he said, I bless you, my son. He says, may God have favor on you, my son. It's and I bet the brothers was like, whoa, what's going on with that? You know, why is he saying these things? But this is Joseph's brother, man. He is overwhelmed, because, like the scriptures say, it's the son of his mother. So they're like a closer bond, because of because it is the same father and the same mother. He's not a half brother like the other one. So he has a closer bond, a closer connection with this one. And he's glad that nothing has happened to him. So much so that it says he became overcome with emotion, man. It says his compassions burned within him, that he couldn't even stand. He was breaking down, man. He had to leave. He had to find a place to cry. Had to find a place to weep, because he's seeing his little brother, for the first time in 13, 14 years. And so it says he left, and he cleaned himself up, got his face better, got his pose on. It says that he's controlling himself again in his emotions. So when he goes out there, he looked like not a pharaoh, but one high up, a governor. Excuse me, one with like stature and prominence and authority. He had to go back out there again. And so after he did that, he told everybody, hey, it's time to eat, man. He's like, set the table, get everything set up, put everything on the table, everybody sit down. And he sat them down. But he had to separate them, because it was an abomination, it says, for Egyptians to eat with the Hebrews. So they had to be separate. And so still, even though they're all together, they're still separated. They still haven't been able to have that embrace that Joseph so enjoys, but the brothers, they don't even know, really. But as he sat him, it says that Joseph sat him down from eldest to youngest. And so they're like, whoa, what is going on? And I bet you they're tripping, because they're like, either how does this man know so much about us? Joseph leaving little breadcrumbs so that they can kind of see what's going on. But how would they notice, man? I don't even know. Like, there's no real way that they would recognize if that was Joseph. But he's leaving little breadcrumbs, a little trails to let them know that he knows them a little bit more than they think. That was something about asking about his father, and then now setting them down, recognizing their oldest to youngest, and then even the blessing, the favor that has been given on to Benjamin. And he sits them down in that order, but then he also gives them food. And as he prepares this food, he gives everybody a regular portion, but for his brother, he gives a heaping portion. It says 5 times the amount. And so another little breadcrumb to recognize the bond and closeness that him and Benjamin have. But they don't see it. And like I said, I can't blame them. How would they see it? And as they did that, though, it says that they began to break down the walls, because this food, this time of eating, it is more like a feast and a party. It says, because then they began to drink and be merry. And in the Hebrew, it's actually that they drank and got drunk together. And so he's trying to have a fun time, I guess, with his brothers, and ease the tension between them that was going on. And so it's pretty stunning to see this, because it's Joseph, this guy, with such stature and prominence, with these 11 Hebrew men who were in trouble last time they came. Now they're getting to party with the second highest man on the throne. So I know they got something going on in their head about the situation, man. And we're going to see later what's going to occur. But what is this saying about God? What is this, what we just read, character of God do we see? Well, we see his faithfulness, we see his omnipotence, and we see his omniscience. Now we see all these 3 things through the one thing that I talked about earlier in the fulfillment of this prophecy, or the recognition of the fulfillment of the dream that Joseph had. It shows that he's faithful to carry out the thing that he said he's going to do, which he showed Joseph through this dream. And then it shows that he's able to he's capable of doing it, that he can cause these things to happen. And it shows also that he knows it's going to happen. And so it's crazy to see that one event that we can see here brings about 3 characteristics of God that we should just be able to rely and trust on. We see that he's faithful, all powerful, and all knowing. What's it say about man? I think it says that we should celebrate family. Now, though the brothers don't know yet that Joseph is their brother, or this guy, the man, which they call him in this, is their brother, Joseph knows. And as he sees them, he brings them in, embraces them as much as he can, with the fact that he is an Egyptian ruler in a sense. And so this time that he has, that he shares, man, it's a gift, a divine gift. And so he is taking advantage of that, having a time with them. And how do we apply these truths to our lives, man? Well, I think what's important, today is that, what's always important is just recognize the faithfulness of God. Recognizing his power, recognizing his wisdom, and then just living in that and allowing him to control and use you in his life and his will and his ways by surrendering and bowing. But I think today I want to talk about celebrating family, man. Whenever he says that asked about his father and saying he's old, and the famine, and his father could go away, and then Joseph not knowing if Benjamin was alive as well because of the thing that they did to him, the putting him in a ditch and selling him could have been worse for Benjamin. They could have killed him because of the favoritism that happened again with Jacob. And so not knowing when you'll be able to see or have fellowship with your family, celebrate that time. Because you never know. You never know. Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, man. And may God bless you and keep you as you walk your life and live your life, and keep him center and in control of all things, for he is powerful and mighty. I'll see you guys in the next video.